Yo, what's good YouTube? Zamcrow here, aka Scoot, back with the World Showdown Series, and we've got our Season 6 Week 9 matchup here, and we're taking on the Bluffton Beehives. Has a pretty scary squad, as you see down below at the bottom of the screen. The Megaladios, Tapu Fini, Heatran, Mandibuzz, Serena, the Rabombi, Toxicroak, Cincino, the Rhydon, Lycanroc Dusk, I believe, and then the Emolga. And where his Z-move users are his Lycanroc Dusk, Serena, and the Toxicroak, all offensive, no status allowed. So notice some things. He's got quite a few Stealth Rockers. He's got Heatran, Lycanroc, and Rhydon. He's also got Rabombi to get up webs. And then he's got five Defoggers in Emolga, Megaladios, Mandibuzz, Rabombi, and Tapu Fini, and then Serena as a rapid spinner. So despite all that, I did decide to bring Toxic Spikes and Stealth Rocks, mainly because I felt like he wouldn't have, I have Aegislash. I have Aegislash, Hydreigon, Mega Gardevoir, Terrakion, Licky, Crocodile, Rotom Heat, Dugtrio, Acelgor, Gogoat, and Lapras, where our Z-move users are our Hydreigon and Acelgor, offensive only. And I'm bringing Toxic Spikes on my Acelgor and Stealth Rocks, I believe, on my Crook, maybe my Terrakion. I think it's Crook though. Yeah, it's definitely Crook. And the idea was, if he brings webs, I'm going to make him defog, because I don't think he's going to bring Rapid Spin, because, you know, I have Aegislash to check that. So I do expect him to bring defog. So I'm bringing Toxic Spikes in case he brings webs, just so that I can try to force him to defog for me, since I'm not bringing any kind of hazard removal. However, we do have this Hydreigon's a really nice set. We have a Taunt, Dragon Pulse, Earth Power, and a Roost set. And Earth Power is there for the Heatran, and then is it Dragon Pulse or Dark Pulse? I'm pretty sure it's Dragon Pulse, because, you know, I would bounce off of Mandibuzz literally for days if I was just Dark Pulse. So I have the Dragon Pulse. It hits everything on a squad outside of things like Heatran and Tapu Fini, and the Rabombi, where I have Earth Power to hit those. Obviously, I don't hit Rabombi even remotely close to super effective or anything like that, but I'm not going to be staying in on that thing anyway. So, yeah, that's not too big of an issue. We are running extreme bulk on all of our Mons this week. It made more sense to run more of a bulky offense with the little Toxic Spike stuff. And on Mega Gardevoir, we have a Hyper Voice, Hidden Power Ground, Wish Protect variant, I'm pretty sure that's the set. And then on Terrakion we have a I'm pretty sure it's a Choice Banded Rest Talk variant with Stone Edge and Close Combats, just to spam that if I get to a position where I'm weakened or something like that. I can rest up and then hard switch out, and then Sleep Talk later on if I have to. So that was the idea behind that. And Licky, we have a pretty cool set. We have a Swords Dance variant with Frustration, Earthquake, and Wish. It's a really cool set versus his team. Could potentially, initially I wanted to run Curse, but Curse and Wish are not compatible, so I had to run Swords Dance and Wish, which it's okay. Obviously I don't get the defense boost, and things like Rhydon and Toxicroak could do some serious damage. But if I was a Curse variant, those wouldn't be as threatening. Maybe Toxicroak, but not the Rhydon. I could 1v1 Rhydon pretty easily. Pretty much the rest of the squad pretty easily. And then we have Crocodile, switches into Megaladios, switches into things like Mandibuzz, Heatran pretty comfortably. It's pretty bulky. It's my Stealth Rock option. Switches into Lycanroc really well. We have, I believe, Knockoff, Earthquake, Taunt, and Stealth Rocks. And then Acelgor, we have Bug Buzz, Hidden Power Ground, Toxic Spikes, like I mentioned earlier, and then we have Energy Ball with the Gracium Z. So this thing is going to blow back something like Tapu Fini or Rhydon to the next world with the Bloom Doom. So I'm looking really forward to that. I thought the team was pretty cool. He does have some threatening things like Calm Mind Latios, Dragon Dance Megaladios, Calm Mind Tapu Fini, just a Taunt Nature's Madness variant for Tapu Fini is pretty scary as well. Heatran could be defensive rocks, it could be Scarf, it could be It could be like a trapping, Magma Storm trapping variant, all kinds of different things. It gets taunt and stealth rocks, which is really nice. Mandibuzz also gets taunt, gets roost, whirlwind, so lots of different things that potentially could stop my Licky Licky from setting up. It could taunt me. Well, I have Oblivious, so it can't taunt me, but it can whirlwind me out, which is, you know, never good. And then Serena, if it comes, I don't think it's that threatening versus my squad. But if it comes, it could have something like U-turn, rapid spin, and then it's got the Queenly Majesty, so it blocks priority such as Shadow Sneak from Aegislash or Quick Attack from Terrakion, which is that's an unset. But and then things like Sucker Punch from Dugtrio, he can negate all that, which is really cool. I think Lapras even gets Ice Shard, so being able to negate that's pretty cool. I thought about bringing Go-Go, as it's okay versus his squad, but Heatran and the Toxicroak really kind of negated me from bringing that. Toxicroak is a huge threat to my squad. All season I've had insane amounts of trouble with fighting types. My squad does not switch into fighting types. I do have Aegislash, but a lot of fighting types have access to knockoff. They also have access to Poison Jab, so that my Mega Gardevoir and Aegislash aren't really counters. They're just semi-checks. Soft checks. I have to scout and stuff like that, and double out and stuff like that, all kinds of different things. I thought about bringing Rotom Heat and bringing like Volt Switch spam, but like in the case that he brings Rhydon, then I have a lot more trouble with that, and that thing's so bulky, especially with an Eviolite, that it's just not going to be one-shotted by like Hidden Power Grass or like Hidden Power Grass into Overheat or anything like that, so it wasn't even worth trying to bring that. And I thought about bringing Dugtrio, but it looks pretty obvious that his squad is kind of weak to that, and I felt like he would definitely run some Shed Shell shenanigans and stuff like that. So I didn't necessarily want to bring Dugtrio either. He also has things, if I was to trap something like Toxicroak, it could hit me up with a Sucker Punch or a Vacuum Wave. If I was to try to trap something like Rhydon, it's going to lift my Earthquake, and it's going to Earthquake me back and knock me out. If I was to trap the Lycanroc Dusk, it has the Accelerock, and potentially could be a Sash variant, so, you know, I'm not going to be able to effectively trap his squad. So I just changed my entire mindset on bringing Dugtrio as well. And I'm really happy with the squad I've built here. I think it can come in really, really clutch. Things like, I have a Selgor, which is Speed Creep and Rabombi, and after Stealth Rock, or excuse me, after Sticky Webs, a Selgor still outspeeds the majority of his squad outside of things like Toxicroak, Megalodios, and the Lycanroc Dusk, the Cincino, Emolga, and perhaps Rabombi. If he brings that, and he brings Webs, of course. If he brings Webs, of course he brings Rabombi. But yeah, the Bluffton Beehives have a scary, scary squad. I'm not too sure on their record. I wasn't really paying attention to that. I'm more so focused on my record because I'm, you know, just now getting close to evening my record up. I'm still in the negatives right now. We're what, in week number 9, and I am sitting at 3-5 or something like that. After week 8, got my 3rd win, I believe, in week 8. So that's not the Zamcro or the Scoop we know. So let's try to get some more wins here, and we're gonna go ahead and hop into the replay, and we'll be right back. Okay, so here we are with the replay, and my opponent does bring the Heatran, the Toxicroak as expected, Rabombi, so Webs are a thing, Cincino, Serena, and the Rhydon. No Megalodios, no Tapu Fini, no Mandibuzz, all these huge threats. He brings some more low-tier threats, and his team looks terrifying to me. Toxicroak looks very threatening here. He does bring the Serena as well, so I'm pretty sure he's not going to have Defog, he's going to have Rapid Spin, and I don't have a way to block that without my Aegislash. So, looking at these things, I'm going to lead off with my Selgor, because if he leads off with Rhydon, I can blow it back with a Gloom Doom. If he leads with the Rabombi, I'm going to be faster than that as well. And then I have Hidden Power Ground for Heatran, things like Toxicroak, and Bug Buzz blows back the Serena. So we're just going to lead off with the Selgor here and see what he wants to lead with. And he leads with his Cincino here, or where I'm going to have to switch out into my Crocodile and Intimidate it. This thing gets access to Skill Link, so Rock Blast will blow me back here, and he's more than likely a Scarf variant if you led with it, because that allows him to just U-turn versus everything on my squad. So I'm going to hard switch out into my Crocodile despite him being able to go for U-turn here, because I think he'll go for Rock Blast. And he does go for Rock Blast, and it's going to bounce off after the Intimidate. It does nothing really. 3% for each one, 2% on the last one, so not bad at all. I'm going to be able to get my rocks up here as he goes out into his Serena. So now he's going to be able to Rapid Spin if he chooses to, Knowing that, I'm going to hard switch out into my Selgor as he actually just goes for the drop kick. He gets an attack drop, which doesn't really matter to me, and I go for the hidden power ground. I make a huge prediction here. I go for the hidden power ground, predicting the heat ran to come in on my Bug Buzz, but he actually stays in. I would have blown this thing back, and he goes for the rapid spin. Reveals leftover, so he's not Assault Vest, and he would not have lived a Bug Buzz. As you can see, that's 76% to a neutral Cincino here. I'm going to hard switch back out into my Crocodile as he just goes for the U-turn this time, which is perfectly fine play. So he was able to get rid of my rocks, which is really unfortunate. And now he's going to be able to get up his own webs here. Super unfortunate, but I'm going to go straight out into my Licky Licky, and I'm just going to go for it. I'm going to start setting up Swords Dances here. I actually forgot right after seeing a Selgor's attack drop that drop kick actually lowers your attack. So I didn't notice at first, but then I did notice after the second one here when I went back to neutral. And I'm just going to throw off a wish here. I can Swords Dance up once again. It's not a big deal. And he's going to U-turn out, which is a fine play. Not bad at all. And he's I clicked wish there. I'm not sure why I did that, honestly. Anyways, I'm going to go out into a Selgor here, predicting his rocks to come up. And I didn't want to take rocks yet. And I knew I could blow him away with a Bloom Doom. But he actually goes for the Dragon Tail, I guess wanting just to phase out my Licky Licky. And it gets in my Crocodile here. So I'm going to be able to get my rocks back up, as he's actually going to go back into Serena here once again, which is a fine play. And I'm going to Toxic him this turn. I knew he was going to Rapid Spin. So I just clicked Toxic there, and now I'm in a better position to get my rocks up and keep them up later on in the game. So I'm going to hard switch out into my Licky Licky once again, as he just goes for the U-turn, which is another fine play, and he gets in his Toxic Croak. And now here's where things get scary. I can't allow this thing to set up for free, so I have to click Earthquake here, as he goes for the nasty play. Now this is where things get crazy. He reveals Life Orb here, goes for the Sludge Wave, and does quite a bit of damage. Vacuum Wave, he reveals Vacuum Wave, so I know he's got priority here, and I'm going to have to bait him to go for the Vacuum Wave again by bringing in my Hydreigon. And what this does is allow the Life Orb damage to take him out without me actually having to take any more damage. I'm going to lose 2 Mons potentially. I'm going to hard switch out into my Crocodile here, as he goes for Sludge Wave once again. I lived that. He gets a crit, but I don't think it mattered because he would easily be able to just Vacuum Wave the following turn. And I did not need Crocodile as much as I needed the rest of my squad. So I felt like trading that to get rid of Toxicroak was a fine play by me. And as you can see here, my Hydreigon's got extreme bulk. And it eats up that U-turn. And I'm going to go back out into my Licky Licky once again as he goes for the Pollen Puff. Not a big deal. He goes for the Moonblast here. I'm going to be able to eat these up, go for some Swords Dances here, and put myself back in a position to where Licky Licky can potentially bring this game back for me. So I get a Swords Dance up. I throw off a Wish here. I'm going to catch it back as I Swords Dance once more. So now I'm at ×3 attack, which is really nice for me. I should be able to Oko this Rabombi once I get back to full from my Wish. So I'm going to take this Moonblast. I'm going to get my Wish back. But first I'm going to knock this thing out with Frustration, and now I'm back up to roughly 85%, almost back to full, so that's really nice. He's going to Toxic me here as I click Wish once again, and now I'm going to click Earthquake. But he's going to play around this really well. He Toxic me, and now he's going to switch into his Serena, and now I'm going to go for the Frustration, which he's just going to U-turn back out into his Heat Ran. So that was a fine series of plays by him. Maybe I could have played a little bit more aggressively, but just all this chip damage is really nice. And now I'm going to hard switch out. I don't want Licky Licky to take all this damage unnecessarily, so I'm going to go out into my Hydreigon, and what I can do now is just Roost back up. Or excuse me, I actually just click Earth Power wanting to get rid of the Heat Ran, because that would open up doors for the rest of my squad. As you can see, a Selgor would put in major work at that point. Now I Roost up as he does reveal Synthesis, so that's a little bit unfortunate for me. Here I click Dragon Pulse just to get a little bit of chip damage, and he goes for the U-turn. It does less than what the Cincinos did, and he brings this bad boy back in to potentially go for it again, and I don't want to take a U-turn at this range. So what I'm going to do is go into my Licky Licky here. As good as Licky Licky was, I felt the rest of my squad was way more important, as Hydreigon is not affected by webs. Mega Gardevoir can still live a tail slap from this bad boy. So what I'm going to do here is go into my Mega Gardevoir, and I know I 100% live this unless he's like choice banded, But yeah, I 100% live this, and I go for the hidden power ground. I know it would knock this thing out, and if he went into heat ran, I knew it would knock it out as well. And his Serena reveals to be extremely slow, and I'm able to get a huge hyper voice off. So at this point, things are coming into play perfectly for me. So I'm going to go, he U-turns out. Serena's so low that Hydreigon's able to knock it out with Dragon Pulse here. So he brings in his Rhydon, and I know I'm just going to go out into my Selgor and click the Bloom Doom. There's no reason for me to not click Bloom Doom and then let Hydreigon clean up the rest of this match, because he has nothing on his squad that can live a hit at this point, especially if he was Sugar Berry there. I popped his Sugar Berry with my hidden power ground. He didn't reveal it, so that's okay. He has leftovers, and now I know I knock him out with Earth Power here with my Hydreigon, get rid of that bad boy, and then he's going to bring in the Serena, and I can just click Dragon Pulse. It did, what, close to 30% earlier, so I knew it was going to be able to knock out at 6%, and that's going to be game. So that was insane. Toxicroak gave us a huge scare. Cincino was a huge scare as well. Webs being up was a problem. Selgor still able to outspeed the majority of his squad, and then Hydreigon there with the Levitate being able to avoid the speed drop. So that's really nice, and that's going to be good game to Emperor Amp 930. So good game to you, man. Good luck the rest of the season. I know we only have, what, 2 to 3 games, two games left, but yeah, good luck in those. And yeah, that's going to be us moving on to, I think, 4 and 5 now. 4 and 5. So we're almost back to 500 in terms of our record, which is really nice. We're pushing for playoffs. We've got to get a couple more wins. Actually, we have to win out, and we need to start getting some higher differentials. These 1-0s aren't going to cut it. We need some higher differentials so that we can potentially push for the 6th or 5th spot in the playoffs. So that's the goal, and that's what we're working for. So let that be known. Good game, and I guess that's going to be it. So let me know what you guys thought about the prep and the plays on both sides of the field. Leave a like, comment, and subscribe, all the good stuff, and I'll see you guys next time. Thank you for watching.